Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. I have suffered from a heartbreak recently out of an unfortunate event that happened to me. I felt empty for days and I kind of lost hope. But when I came back to my senses and reflected upon what happened, I figured that this was just a test, and like any other people, I am just being tried, and that has prompted me to make this video today. So let's talk about tests. As we know, everyone is tested differently. Some experience severe health issues physically, emotionally, mentally, or psychologically, while some others financial constraints. We know people who haven't met their soulmates, but there are also people who are trying to conceive to have a child of their own, and other people who already have children probably face different kinds of tests. They are probably blessed with children with special abilities, or children with spectrums, or children with health conditions or behavioral issues. Then there are also people who experience the loss of their loved ones, and people who come from abusive relationships. There are also other people who faced calamity or near-death experience, and others who failed their exams or lost a job or went bankrupt. So all these are the kind of tests we face as humans. And there's one thing we need to keep in mind. We are in no position to compare who faces greater hardship or which test is the worst or the biggest. Something that may seem small to us may be huge to others. As the Quran says in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 286, Allah does not burden a soul beyond that it can bear. In other words, regardless of how small a task may seem to us, it does not reflect the amount of suffering other people are experiencing. So let's stop comparing. However, the real question which we will be discussing today is, why are we tested? First and foremost, are tests a form of punishment to us human beings? Or is it a means for us to purify our souls, for Allah to wash away our sins? I think that we need to start looking at tests as a way for Allah to save us from the real punishment, and this punishment is the punishment of the hereafter, which we know is much worse than is of dunya or the world. Secondly, a test can sometimes replace a worse misfortune. So any test that befallen us may be a form of protection by Allah to us. Say we really want a job so badly and we are not offered, and later we find out that the company we were applying for is a sham. Because as mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 216, but perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you, and Allah knows what you know not. Instead of getting what we really want, Allah knows best, and by not letting us have the thing that we really want, He in a way protects us from being the victim of sham just now. And last but not least, A test is given to strengthen our belief or iman, and please know that Allah only tests the people whom He loves. Sometimes we may wonder, why must we suffer such a heartache so badly? Why are we being tested and why others are not? And we may also question the trials that we face or undergo would do any good to us. The thing about tests is not the test itself. It is about how we view things. Because remember, bad things never happen to good people. And if good people are tested, and if he is patient, Allah will elevate him and make him closer to Allah. Remember that Allah wants to test us in order to refine us, so not only to allow us to attain paradise, but also the highest rank of the prophets and the righteous. So again, it's not about the test itself, it's about how we face it and be patient and find good within the test. We may also be asking, what do we do when we are tried or when we are tested? Number one, be grateful, because perhaps that we are tested, there are thousands of other people who wish they are in our shoes. Second, be patient and reflect upon what happened. Perhaps you may want to ask, what are the things we can do better next time? Thirdly, never stop making dua and keep asking for goodness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And last but not least, remember that nothing lasts forever in this world, and that includes the test that befallen us as well. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Tough people like us do. So be patient, be sabr, be grateful, and always find a silver lining behind every test. And inshallah, we will find peace within ourselves, and that Allah will provide His blessings for us, inshallah. So thank you. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum.